Lead generation agencies, AI strategies transforming outreach in 2025. AI is now the operating system for Outbound in 2025. If you run B2B sales in 2025, you've probably heard every pitch under the sun. AI SDRs, AI sales agents, and AI-powered lead engines. Some of it is real progress, but a lot is just a new label on old spray and pray. The difference maker isn't whether an agency mentions AI, it's whether they rebuilt their outbound process around it. Gartner expects that by 2028, about 60% of B2B seller work will be executed through generative AI technologies. That doesn't mean SDRs disappear, it means the busy work does. In practice, the best lead generation agencies and the best SDR agencies use AI to do the research, enrichment, first draft personalization, and routing, so humans spend their time on real conversations, multi-threading, and deal strategy. The performance gap is already visible. Gartner also found sellers who effectively partner with AI tools are 3.7 times more likely to meet quota. So when you evaluate a B2B sales agency, cold email agency, or cold calling agency, the question isn't, do you use AI? It's, where does AI touch the workflow? How do SDRs use it? And how does it show up in meetings and pipeline? Why the outbound math changed. Benchmarks, expectations, and deal size. Outbound still works, but it's less forgiving. Cold outbound benchmarks in 2024-2025 show average B2B cold email reply rates around 3 to 5.1%, while top quartile campaigns can reach 15 to 25% when targeting and messaging are tight. That spread is the whole story. Relevance is now the separator between spam and pipeline. At the same time, buyers expect B2C level experiences in B2B. Research suggests 70 to 80% of B2B buyers now expect personalized, relevant outreach. Yet many teams still operate with generic sequences because their data is incomplete or messy. This is exactly where an outbound sales agency with AI enrichment and disciplined testing creates leverage. Better inputs, better segmentation, and less wasted volume. The upside is worth the effort because outbound source deals are often materially larger. One outbound SDR statistics roundup reports outbound source deals are 50% plus larger than inbound on average. That's why scale at any cost is the wrong goal for cold calling services and cold call services. Our goal should be to scale qualified conversations while protecting domain health and brand trust. AI list building. Better who beats more how many. Most outbound underperforms for a simple reason. The list is wrong. Traditional list building services stop at basic firmographics, industry, headcount, geography, and a couple titles. Modern B2B list building services add technographics, hiring signals, funding events, and role-level context. Then use AI to score accounts on likelihood to engage, not just looks like our ideal logo slide. The practical approach we recommend is to make your ICP AI ready. That means defining crisp firmographic boundaries, mapping the technographic environments you win in, and codifying a short set of trigger events, hiring, funding, product launches, tech stack changes that correlate with buying windows. An AI-driven sales development agency can then dynamically segment your list and route Tier 1 accounts to higher-touch research, while letting automation handle the long tail responsibly. This is also where many teams mishire a sales agency. They chase AI logos instead of evaluating outbound process design. If a provider can't show how AI changes sourcing, enrichment, and prioritization, and can't explain what your outsourced sales team will do differently week to week, then the tech won't matter. You'll get more activity, not more qualified meetings. Personalization at scale, using AI without creating robot email. Personalization is no longer optional, it's table stakes. One set of 2025 buyer marketing statistics reports personalized cold emails drive roughly 32% higher response rates than generic sends. The catch is that AI makes it easy to ship personalized-looking messages that are still irrelevant. So you need guardrails, role clarity, trigger relevance, and strict QA on claims and tone. When AI personalization works, it starts with a stable core template and an offer that's easy to understand. AI then pulls public and internal context, company signals, job postings, tech stack, recent announcements, and generates multiple hook angles that map to the prospect's role. The agency's job is to ensure the model is constrained to your positioning, avoids hallucinated facts, and produces copy that sounds like a professional SDR, not a creative writing tool. At SalesHive, we've built this into our outbound execution with our eMod personalization engine, which researches prospects and rewrites a core template into a message that reads like an SDR spent real time on it. Combined with testing and deliverability controls, this is how a modern cold email agency earns the right to scale. For Tier 1 accounts, we still keep humans in the loop to sharpen the angle, then let AI manage follow-ups and scheduling so nothing slips. AI should own the grunt work so humans can own the conversation. Sequencing and deliverability, scaling outreach without burning domains. AI doesn't just write, it orchestrates. Strong outbound teams use AI to adjust send times, rotate message angles, and tailor step order based on engagement patterns, without turning your cadence into an over-automated mess. The goal is relevance over volume, tight segmentation, cap daily sends per domain, and enough variation to test intelligently without compromising consistency. Deliverability is where AI at scale can either compound wins or destroy your channel. A common mistake is letting AI blast generic messaging faster than your infrastructure can handle, which leads to spam flags, poor inbox placement, and wasted spend. The fix is operational: domain warming, throttling, list hygiene, and ongoing suppression rules, ideally with AI-assisted cleaning and monitoring, so the system gets safer as volume increases. This is also why pairing channels matters. A cold calling team can prioritize the same high-intent segments that email is warming up, and a cold calling agency can use AI to rank call lists and generate role-based call guides so reps aren't winging it. In other words, AI helps your cold callers show up prepared and timely, while your sequencing stays disciplined enough to protect long-term performance. How to evaluate an AI-powered lead generation agency in 2025. Start by vetting process design, not tooling. Ask where AI is used in list building, enrichment, scoring, personalization, sequencing, and reporting, and insist on concrete examples and before and after performance data. If an agency can only talk about prompts and automation, but can't explain how they turn those outputs into qualified meetings, you're paying for activity. Next, verify that AI outcomes are tied to sales KPIs. The most expensive mistake we see is measuring AI on usage, emails generated, tasks completed, instead of business results, reply rate, meetings per 1,000 emails, show rate, pipeline created. McKinsey estimates generative AI can lift sales productivity by about 3 to 5% of current global sales spend. But that lift only appears when workflows are redesigned and managed, not when AI is bolted onto a broken system. Finally, demand transparency so your internal team isn't in the dark. If only the sales outsourcing provider understands how leads are scored and sequenced, your AEs and marketing team can't coordinate, and you lose compounding gains across the funnel. The best outsourced sales team relationships look like a shared operating rhythm: documented playbooks, dashboards, and joint reviews where both sides learn what's working and roll it into the next iteration. Execution system: CRM integration, experimentation, and clean feedback loops. If your agency's AI runs in a silo, the gains stay flat. Push AI-enriched fields, intent tiers, sequence outcomes, and meeting dispositions into your CRM so AEs can prioritize follow-up, marketing can retarget intelligently, and leadership can see which segments and hooks actually create pipeline. This is where AI becomes a compounding system instead of a one-time copy boost. We also recommend a shared experimentation framework that's simple enough to run monthly. AI can help generate variants, but humans should decide what winning means, then deploy winners across the sequence.
The strongest SDR agencies ruthlessly cut underperforming angles instead of letting it run another month, because speed of learning is often the biggest advantage in crowded categories. To keep everyone honest, define a baseline before you switch providers or scale spend. Capture your current reply rates, meetings per 1,000 emails, connect rates for B2B cold calling, and pipeline per SDR. Then track lifts against that baseline. This is how you avoid confusing more sends with more revenue, especially if you're comparing cold calling companies or evaluating pay-per-appointment lead generation models. What to do next? A 30 to 120-day plan and the 2028 reality. In the first 30 days, focus on foundations. Audit your outbound metrics, clean your CRM inputs, and lock an ICP your team can defend. Then, start with 1 or 2 high-impact AI use cases, usually smarter list building and better personalization, before expanding into more complex orchestration. This avoids the AI science project trap and creates quick signal you can build on. In days 30 to 60, you should see early signal: higher reply rates, more booked meetings, better connect efficiency in B2B cold calling services, and cleaner handoffs to AEs. By days 90 to 120, you're looking for pipeline impact and repeatability, not one-off spikes. As you scale, remember that AI makes sending easier, not selling easier. So the discipline is in relevance, deliverability, and consistent feedback loops. Looking ahead, buyer expectations will keep rising as AI becomes standard across the market. Research indicates about 80% of companies plan to adopt AI and automation to improve customer experience. That means the bar for outreach speed and personalization will move again, and the gap between tool users and system builders will widen. Whether you hire SDRs internally or outsource sales to a B2B sales outsourcing partner, the winning formula is the same: AI embedded end-to-end, humans focused on high-value conversations, and measurement tied to meetings and revenue.